In 2015, the Office of the Prime Minister developed a Settlement Transformation Agenda (STA) as a plan to guide both humanitarian and development refugee interventions in Uganda. The German Refugee Response Fund was initiated in 2017 as one of these interventions. The German Refugee Response Fund is a program coordinated by the Office of the Prime Minister, funded by KfW Development Bank, and implemented by Oxfam, Save the Children International, and NIRAS IP Consult. The program represents an outstanding spirit of collaboration between local and national organizations and partners, government and international partners, and shows what can happen when we work together. The 5-year locally led project, piloted in 2017, was implemented to bring about long-lasting solutions for refugees and their host communities in particular areas of concern: the education sector and the water, sanitation, and hygiene or WASH sector. The education component of the program was implemented by Save the Children International, while the water, sanitation, and hygiene or WASH component was implemented by Oxfam, with overall project administration carried out by the Office of the Prime Minister and supported by NIRAS IP Consult. The project interventions were implemented in BDBD Refugee Settlement Camp in Yumbe District and Rhino Camp Refugee Settlement Camp in Arua and Madiokolo and Terego districts. The program contributed to the achievement of 3 of the Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs: Quality Education, SDG 4, Gender Equality, SDG 5, and Clean Water and Sanitation, SDG 6.
The Refugee Response Fund was introduced by the German government and a request from Office of Prime Minister. We actually approached, as Office of Prime Minister, approached the German government through our minister to solicit for the German government to be able to support for the Uganda refugee response in the area of infrastructure. So when our minister wrote to the German ambassador way back in 2016, we received a response from the German government that they had committed 10 million euro to that effect. And they later joined us here in Uganda for preparation, and were able to formulate the German Refugee Response Fund.
The Refugee Response Fund is working in the refugees sphere, where there are many actors like UNHCR, other international NGOs involved. We have local NGOs also involved. We have government, both at the national level, government at the district level, and also sub-county levels. Now, these different actors are all in one way or another involved or have a stake in our project. Therefore, the Refugee Response Fund, in its structure of management, has had to interact closely with all these stakeholders. In that way, we had a lot of coordination meetings held at the settlement level, at the district level, at the national level here. And these were all gears to make sure that all stakeholders are brought on board and they are involved in terms of awareness, in terms of being updated on the progress of the project, and in terms of giving their input along the way from inception, planning, implementation, as well as subsequent handover and operation and maintenance aspects of the project. So these coordination levels, at the national level, we have the national ministries, we have the KfW as our funder, we have the OPM as a government agency involved, we have the finance ministry, we have other technical ministries like Ministry of Works and other ministries that are involved in our work, like and agencies like Environmental Agency, NEMA. So all these bodies we ensured as a program that we involved them and we coordinated with them. We had meetings, coordination meetings. We also had close collaboration in terms of communication and reporting mechanisms where we involved and made sure that all stakeholders are involved as required. This is one level of coordination at the national level. We also, at the district and regional level, had similar involvement in coordination meetings, both sectoral coordination meetings in WASH and education sectors, as well as general meetings on matters to do with the livelihood and security in the refugee settlements.
Over the years, Uganda has experienced a huge influx of refugees, most of whom were fleeing conflict in South Sudan. Currently, it is estimated that over 100 people cross into Uganda every day. Prior to the project, life in the settlement was quite difficult, with refugees facing a number of problems affecting their daily lives, including limited access to basic necessities such as functional latrines and hand-washing facilities, clean drinking water, and decent educational facilities, to name but a few, resulting in overcrowding in classrooms and women and girls needing to walk long distances to collect water, numerous cases of waterborne diseases, and a large number of school dropouts.
The challenges we are getting is that this school, by that time, it has less latrine, and we as girls, we have so many things, a lot of things we experience. E.g., if a girl is in menstruation, you need suppose a shelter for bathing, but we don't have. Yeah, and also buckets they didn't provide to girls. That's the challenge we get.
Pima fodo binongo abedi pego matek ne kom chenda dong goro atwamo de pingo dong ayanyolani seka makita manyo kanyo wedi para gikelera again.
Before KWF project was initiated, life was hard and there were so many outbreaks which actually affected so many communities in Pawar sub-county. For example, cholera, hepatitis, and also waterborne diseases in general.
The German Refugee Response Fund's mission, as part of the Ugandan government's comprehensive refugee response framework in Uganda, was to solve these and many more significant issues faced by the affected persons. Stakeholders, Save the Children, and Oxfam were tasked with implementing solution-based projects and activities in Bidibidi Camp and Rhino Camp, respectively, and put in place various infrastructure as well as an education program to foster the desired improvements and change in the lives of the affected refugees and host community members. At the Rhino Camp settlement, Oxfam primarily improved water, sanitation and hygiene or WASH, access to reduce disease vulnerability, and improve school participation of crisis-affected people in the settlement and its host communities in Terego and Madiokolo.
The WASH infrastructure project that we implemented in West Nile with support from the GRFF project under the Office of the Prime Minister was mainly focusing on WASH. The objective was basically to ensure that the crisis-affected populations in West Nile we are able to reduce their vulnerability to diseases related to water and sanitation. And obviously, our overall goal is to ensure that there was socio-economic development for the people, both the refugees and the host communities, as envisaged under the settlement transformative agenda of the OPM.
Sustainable domestic work supply infrastructure in Rhino Camp Refugee Settlement was significantly scaled up, with 8 water systems constructed to provide clean drinking water for an incredible 46,000 people. Sanitation and hygiene facilitation was greatly improved, with the construction of 197 latrines constructed in schools and healthy facilities throughout Rhino Camp, Telego and Madiokolo, serving over 13,000 people. For women and girls in particular, these interventions have gone a long way in improving equity. Since collecting water for household use is part of the daily routine of most young women in the area, the improvement in water access has contributed to 24% decrease in women and girls who spend over 30 minutes collecting water. This in turn has had a direct positive impact on school-going girls, with a 21% reduction of female school dropouts. For the affected communities at large, these interventions have led to an incredible 66% increase in drinking water access per daily per capita. All these interventions together have led to a significant 13.5% drop in incidence of waterborne diseases.
The water project implemented on behalf of OPM by Oxfam with the funding from German government has done a lot for the people of Terego. And as you are aware, in Terego we have persons of concern and we also have the host community. I'm proud to say that the population of about 433,000 of Terego, we have a half almost persons of concern and then a half the host community.
Meanwhile, over in Bidibidi Refugee Settlement and its host community in Yumbe, Save the Children's main goal was to facilitate quality learning for conflict-affected and host community children. It created quality learning facilities in Bidibidi and the surrounding host community through the construction of 16 modern accommodation units for teachers at school premises, as well as 105 classroom blocks in various schools. Training was also conducted for 208 teachers in the Accelerated Education Program, where new methodologies and continuous learning approaches were taught, thereby improving the quality of education. The Accelerated Education Program allowed an opportunity for those learners between 10 to 18 years who had dropped out of school to enroll and attend catch-up classes. The Accelerated Education Program classes attracted some of the over-aged children above 18 years of age who were not comfortable to return to classes where they had dropped. The specific objective of the program was to ensure conflict-affected and host community children enjoy their right to education through increased access to quality learning spaces and learning opportunities. In addition, 175 latrines were constructed with flexible access for persons with disabilities, and hand-washing facilities were constructed, and those in turn are supported by 16 new water harvesting systems, improving water access and hygiene for the target population.
The time the project came in, they built for us classroom and the teachers' quarters. Also, they add for us latrines. And right now we have enough latrines, plus the classroom.
Thanks to all these interventions, learning has improved and there has been a reduction in the student dropout rate, with over 952 school dropouts aged 10 to 18 successfully reintegrated to mainstream school life. We have also seen reduction in overcrowding in classrooms for over 33,000 students. All these developments ensure conflict-affected children, as well as those in host communities, enjoy their right to education. And with 22 school development plans created, the fund has ensured that the beneficiary schools can continue to scale to the education demands of their students as needed in the future. Much as the fund has many significant documented successes, with the project coming to an end, it is imperative that the progress made is sustained.
Now, of course, as a projects end, and this project is ending. Programs normally bring together several projects. The sustainability we are looking at is sustainability of the services that have been initiated through the project. And these services will continue. For the water facilities, we are integrating the water systems into the government systems, and we have already brought Ministry of Water and Environment on board, using their umbrella bodies to be able to manage the maintenance and operation of these systems. And for the education infrastructure, together with other infrastructure that are outside the project results, we also integrating it into the education ministry so that they are taken over by government.
A project of this scale, affecting this many people, required concerted continuous effort from all players involved throughout its lifetime.
Want to thank the German people, the German taxpayers, the German government for the 10 million contribution to the Ugandan Refugee Response, and then of course the KFW for managing the disbursement of the process.
I believe the fund is there because the funding was, somebody had to give funds, and that to that general contribution we are really grateful. Secondly, the Office of Prime Minister, the Government of Uganda, for being the project execution agency, for accepting to take responsibility for coordination and the overseeing of the entire project from start to finish, the involvement of senior government officials in the project, the involvement of technical staff within the ministry in this project. Their contribution has been valuable, and we really want to thank them for that. The fact that we have not had any challenges with working with government all through, and the NGOs also have been able to work well with the government and by the government. That is something we really need to thank government for, through the Office of Prime Minister, through the Finance Ministry and the entire government of Uganda. We'd like also to thank the district local authorities for their involvement at the technical level, the monitoring level, the coordination level, and all aspects to do with the Refugee Response Fund. Indeed, these are the hosting districts, and you can imagine if they were not cooperative, it would be very difficult to implement such a program. But their cooperation, their support, their enthusiasm in the project has meant this project to be a success, and we are really grateful to that effort by the district, from the sub-county level, the district level, all the involved officials at the district level. We are grateful to them, and we say thank you.
So a special thanks to OPM, Department of Refugees, special thanks to KFW. Obviously without these partners in this project we wouldn't have been here in the first place, but also to our Nearest team and the Nearest Uganda team as well for supporting this project throughout. So again, lastly probably to say the children in Oxfam for actually doing the work in the field and making the project such a big success.
We've had a very smooth, successful implementation of this project, and as we come to the end, we see that everybody is happy and positive of the contribution of this project, which has led to social cohesion within the region.
The German Refugee Response Fund, as part of the Ugandan government's comprehensive refugee response framework, is a program of change and of unity. The program has brought together multiple partners and hundreds of people who worked with them to help improve the lives of thousands of people. In the midst of the difficult lives faced by refugees, there has been a coming together, uniting dozens of moving pieces to impact real positive change and make the lives of refugees and their host communities a little bit better. This is the German Refugee Response Fund.